Confucius and the Twofold, by Tiankong Tran, Ph.D. This article is Chapter 11 of the Confucius Great Learning. The Twofold, the Way and Profit. Through a number of statements, Confucius' thought moves in the twofold. Confucius sees two different realities, material, thing, and the way. Material in its relation to man is called profit. If we read Confucius' thought under the view of the twofold, his thought becomes clear. 1. The superior man is conversant with righteousness. The inferior man is conversant with profit. Righteousness is the way and profit is material. The superior man is the man in his relation to the way, and the inferior man is the man in his relation to profit. The way is benevolence, humanity, and profit is unbenevolence, inhumanity. There are only two ways, benevolence and unbenevolence, and we cannot walk on the two ways at the same time. 2. The superior man is all-embracing and not partial. The inferior man is partial and not all-embracing. The way is all-embracing, and profit is partial. Why is it so? The fact is so, there is no answer for this why. There is no way that is partial, and there is no profit that is all-embracing. 3. The superior man thinks of virtue, the inferior man thinks of land. The superior man thinks of law, the inferior man thinks of favors. Virtue and law, good law, belong to the way, land and favors belong to profit. 4. He who acts solely in pursuit of profit will incur much resentment. Profit goes with lying, theft, and robbery and war. Lying touches others' profit. If everybody thinks of profit, there will be rivalry. If there is rivalry, there will be resentment. 5. The benevolent man places hard work before reward. To work is to work because of the way, because the work must be done. People often speak of work as a duty. The result in material is not aimed at. Almsgiving without wish of any kind of return is the best almsgiving. 6. Eating coarse food, drinking plain water, and bending one arm for a pillow, happiness also lies therein. Wealth and rank through unrighteous means are to me like floating clouds. Considering the way more precious than money, one finds happiness in poverty. If one makes his wealth without failing in the way, let him do it, but if he commits unrighteous deeds to get rich, let him not do it. However, getting rich without failing in the way is not an easy thing. 7. I have never seen anyone who loves virtue as much as he loves beautiful women. Virtue and beautiful women, material, are two different realities. They are opposite in constituting the essence of man. People often say spirit is more precious than body, but they love the body more than spirit. 8. Wealth and rank are what men desire. But if they cannot be obtained in the proper way, they should not be held. Poverty and lowliness are what men dislike. But if they come in a proper way, they should not be avoided. The criterion is always the way. The way is above all. 9. Dressed in a shabby padded hemp gown and standing together with those dressed in fox and badger furs without feeling ashamed, I think it is you, and nobody else. Only one who has highly attained the way is like you. The way has many different levels. 10. The Master said, the superior man helps others become good men, he does not help them become bad men. The inferior man does the opposite. The superior man is good and wishes others to be as good as or better than he is. The inferior man is bad and wishes others to be as bad as or worse than he is. 11. The superior man conforms to the mean, the inferior man acts contrary to the mean. The superior man conforms to the mean as follows: He always acts according to the mean. The inferior man acts contrary to the mean as follows: he has no regard for anything. There is nothing that the inferior man spares. He may advance to no conscience and non-humanity. Such incidents take place every day in society, especially when inferior men occupy high positions. 12. Wan Chang asked Mencius, saying, "People say that Yin sought an introduction to King Tang by his knowledge of cookery. Was it so?" Mencius replied, "No, it was not so. Yin was a farmer in the lands of the Prince of Xian, delighted in the way of Yao and Shun. In any matter contrary to righteousness, or contrary to the way, though he had been offered the throne, he would not have accepted it. Though there had been yoked for him 1,000 teams of horses, he would not have looked at them. In any matter contrary to righteousness, or contrary to the way, he would neither have given nor taken a single straw. The whole world is not equal to the way." 13. The disciple Kong Tu said, "All are equally men, but some are great men, and some are inferior men. How is this?" Mencius replied, "Those who follow that part of themselves which is great are great men, those who follow that part which is inferior are inferior men." Mencius talks about the great part and the inferior part. The great part indicates the relation to the way, and the inferior part the relation to material. Man stands in front of two realities, the way and material. Man stands in front of two ways, benevolence, humanity, and unbenevolence, unhumanity. 14. Mencius said, "He who rises at cock crowing, and addresses himself earnestly to the practice of virtue, is a disciple of Shun. He who rises at cock crowing, and addresses himself earnestly to the pursuit of profit, he is a disciple of Qi." If you want to know what separates Shun and Qi, it is simply this: the interval between profit and virtue. Attachment to profit leads to theft and robbery. There are many kinds of theft. Theft is not only burglary. Theft and robbery can be legal theft and robbery. 15. Mencius went to see King Hui of Liang. The king said, "Venerable sir, since you have not counted it far to come here, a distance of 1,000 li, may I presume that you are provided with counsels to profit my kingdom?" Mencius replied, "Why must your majesty use the word profit? What I am provided with are only words to benevolence and righteousness. If your majesty say, 'What is to be done to profit my kingdom?' the high officers say, 'What is to be done to profit our families?' And the lower officers and the common people say, 'What is to be done to profit our persons?' When the high and the low try to snatch profit, the kingdom will be endangered." This is the first paragraph of the Mencius. So, at the very beginning, Mencius presents two contrary realities: the way, benevolence and righteousness, and profit, material. All the content of the Mencius turns around this opposition. If every nation thinks of profit, there will be rivalry, then lying, theft, robbery, fighting, war. Conclusion: the way leads to a peaceful dwelling and the profit leads to an unpeaceful dwelling.